Welcome back to AWS reInvent. This is day one. It is Monday morning still.
And Aaron, it's always day one.
It's always day one here at AWS. But today we have a very special guest, someone from the AWS Transform family, talking to us about modernizing. I got to read my notes here for a second. Modernizing your full stack Windows application with AWS Transform. And I think it's really cool because I had a live stream about this, and we had a 4-part series for Windows. What else do we have?
VMware,
mainframe. But first, we should tell people who we are. My name is Aaron Hunter. I'm a developer advocate with the developer experience team, and I'm at reInvent helping to support in our AWS training and certification team. And I'm joined with.
That's me. Hi, everyone. My name is Fiona McCann. I am a solutions architect in the public sector of AWS. I work with charities, and I also specialize in responsible AI. And I am joined here by.
Hey everyone, my name is Nish Jagannathan, and I'm a product lead for AWS Transform for .NET and SQL Server.
Amazing. I'm just going to move this microphone a little closer to your mouth to make sure everyone can hear your wonderful notes today.
Wait, hold on. Intro again.
One more time.
All right. Hey, my name is Nish Jagannathan. I'm the product lead for AWS Transform for .NET and SQL Server.
Awesome. Okay, so AWS Transform. Last year at reInvent, and correct me if I'm wrong here, last year at reInvent, the service was announced in preview.
Right.
Then come May, the service was put into GA.
That's correct.
But I did notice there was a blog post that was announced just a couple hours ago.
Wait,
what's brand new today?
A couple hours ago.
Was it 1 hour ago?
You got it pulled up?
Let me see.
Yeah, we published a new launch blog there.
It
my
was
gosh.
today.
Today.
Today. And what are we seeing in the blog today?
Almost to the year, 1 year ahead. Like I was in AWS OnAir talking about AWS Transform for .NET in public preview, and then we went GA for the .NET framework to .NET 8 transformation in GA in May. Mm-hmm. Now what we are doing is we are expanding even further, and we are going full stack modernization. So think of your applications as like your 3-layered cake. You have your front end, and then you have your middle tier, which is your business logic, and then you have your back end, which is SQL Server.
Okay.
Now we have expanded capabilities to use Agentic AI to transform across your entire portfolio, right?
So it's no longer tres leches.
Just the middle layer alone.
It's all leches. okay.
You get to eat the cream as well as like the.
I love it. Okay.
I'm a baker, so I love this analogy. So what you're saying is that previously AWS Transform was helping transform that middle layer of the cake.
Correct.
But the bottom layer, the foundation is very important. And the top layer sometimes has the pretty decoration. We need all three of those layers.
That's an excellent. Like what exactly customers want to do is they want to modernize their legacy applications, and just transforming the middle layer alone doesn't help them achieve their goal.
Yes. Right.
They have told us that like I want to transform the entire stack, and that's exactly what we are enabling customers with now.
Fantastic. All right, we have people in the comments that are saying we are alive and here listening. Thank you all so much for being alive and for being here listening with us.
Actually, let's prove that we're real. Okay, we're real. We're live. Let us know your favorite dessert in the chat. So hey, chat, we're cooking.
Is it cake? Let us know.
Is it a 3-layered cake?
Is it a 3-layer cake?
Pineapple cake.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be. Okay, so you're now able to transform all 3 layers of the stack.
Yep.
And there are also some new announcements for the middle layer as well. Am I right?
That's correct. So let me start with like what's coming new, like especially on the middle layer, right? Like AWS Transform for .NET. So we had like .NET Framework to .NET 8. Now we have expanded to .NET 10 because that is the latest .NET version that's out there. Right. So then, on top of that, we have also enabled customers to go support .NET Standard, so that like customers can incrementally migrate from .NET Framework to .NET 8 as well. Right. So that is just expanding the support. But on top of it, we have also listened to customers. They want to be able to like get a comprehensive assessment of their portfolio.
Right.
So they're like, what are you going to transform?
Right.
They want to understand details of which versions of the libraries are you going to pick, what changes that you're going to make. So those are the things that you're going to see here. We have added multiple reports to assist the developers.
Okay.
So the developers, let's say, like they come into Visual Studio. This is where they start their workflow.
Okay.
And they see an assessment report that says, like at project level, we say like, okay, this project has like 5 different class of individual projects, and we can say each one of these packages what we would want to translate them. So this assessment reports helps you understand what's your problem statement. Here is what we see your solutions as, and how we would want to change it, right? And then we use our agentic AI mechanism to come up with a plan of ourselves. So like, hey, this is what we think we are going to go through each and every step of how we would transform your legacy applications to .NET 8 or .NET 10. You have to understand, right? Like a lot of these applications are 20 years old, 25 years old. They themselves a lot of customers do not understand the logic behind it.
Right.
They do not know what is the best way to transform some of these packages. So we making this recommendation helps them simplify this process a lot.
Absolutely, because previously these things would have been manual. You'd have to go in, do that manual transformation yourself. That doesn't sound too fun. And I like that what you're pointing out here is that not only is AWS Transform able to take that action and make those changes, but before it even gets there, it's saying, okay, here is the game plan for what I think needs to happen.
Now, a lot of customers like this game plan, and now they can edit this, right? Like say, like, okay, we make our best guess of this is what we want, but our customers say, like, no, I want to customize this specific for my needs. Like, don't go to this version, go to a different version, and they can edit this plan, and based on this plan, we can retry the transformation. And we can basically, like, at this point, let's say, here are all the steps that they see. Each and every step, we provide details. And they can say, they can review these details and say, like, no, I want this, I don't want this. They can go back and retry all of that steps, right? The most interesting piece that I would want to leave out is that, like, none of this, like, sometimes some of these applications are old. We do not have a corresponding match. We may not be able to fully transform them.
Okay.
Now, taking the customer further by saying, okay, here are the things that you need to do to get to a final result in terms of next steps. And you can take this and you can feed it to Kiro to complete this. Now, this is a game changer for a lot of our customers because they do not want to reduce, put manual effort on this.
Speaking of Kiro, I'm watching the chat and someone's calling you out for using VS Code, not Kiro.
So this is Visual Studio.
Okay.
And yes, you're right. Like right now it's in Visual Studio 2022 is the only supported one. Yes.
Okay.
I love it. And so what is your favorite dessert? Because we do have some other responses in the chat. Someone says tres leches.
Someone said chicken.
Someone said chicken.
As a dessert, I guess.
I'm a tiramisu guy.
You're a tiramisu.
I out and out. That's right.
That's got layers. We could say the little biscuit and then the cream and then the lady fingers.
And the cream is mascarpone.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Wow, we have a real tiramisu aficionado in the chat.
Yes, connoisseur over here. Okay.
Connoisseur.
So while I talked about this, right, and we also have the WebForms. So a lot of our customers have their UI layers. Talking about the mascarpone, right?
Yeah.
That one has WebForms, and we didn't have a mechanism to port that, but now we have expanded that capability to support WebForms to Blazor transformation. So now, customers have thousands of these pages, and they had to do it manually before. Now they can use the power of Agentic AI to actually transform all of these pages.
Fantastic. And okay, so I'm noticing you have not one, but two laptops.
That's right.
What's going on with laptop number two?
Why are there two?
So once they have transformed the the front end as well as the business logic, the back end, the SQL Server, that's the heavy lift that the customers have to do. They have hundreds of databases across multiple servers they need to modernize. This is exactly where we come in.
Okay.
Where you have a web experience today.
Now we're looking at the white screen, the web experience.
Yeah, the web experience.
Put your hand over the monitor like this, or over the laptop. On top of it, there you go. So we're on
a little magic.
There you go.
You know what
you have here is
can I interrupt for a second here? I love the fact that your laptop lid, it correlates to the screen. So dark mode, light mode. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So now we know which laptop. Okay.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. So what you see here is the web console experience. This is for bulk transformation of whether you have .NET framework applications you want to transform in hundreds and hundreds of repos, or you want to transform your SQL servers. You go to the web console, and you essentially create an agentic AI job for AWS Transform.
It's a job plan, right?
Yeah, it's a job plan.
Okay.
Right? So what you see here on the left-hand side is the high-level job plan that the agent is going to follow through, right? Like we would want access to your databases, we will want access to your source code repositories.
Okay.
And then once we discover all of those, we ask for create a wave plan.
So you have the prerequisites, you have your resources, you have a validation run phase. And then what is it? Discovery
resources is where we basically go into your servers to identify how many databases you got.
Okay.
And how many of those SQL servers that you would want to transform to Aurora PostgreSQL.
And remind me, is this all agentless?
It's everything is agentic AI. Yeah.
Okay.
So in the past, customers have to use multiple services.
Yeah,
They have to
yeah.
use static tools, partner tools. Now we have combined all of this into a unified workflow
I've
for
done that
customers.
in the past. So I used to be a cloud support engineer, and I helped a lot of customers working with the TAMs and SAs to do this kind of stuff. And it would take months.
Years.
So long.
It
Years.
could take
Years.
Years. Wait, hold on. We have to do, it would take months. No, it would take years. Put the pinky to the mouth, yeah.
There you go. And
And
did I catch there that you said that SQL databases are being transformed into Aurora Postgres?
That's correct. The current
Okay.
target that we are supporting is Amazon Aurora Postgres.
Okay.
Right. And mainly because a lot of our customers have expressed interest to move from SQL servers to Postgres.
Okay.
So that as a mechanism to move out of on-premises or like other cloud providers to AWS.
Awesome. And it's
Okay.
like the chat says, it's false words who says there's a dinosaur emoji and listening to customers. It's something that we're always doing at AWS. So that Postgres decision was because you're listening to customers.
That's
Okay.
correct. Yep. So once like in this case, we have identified, here are the, just like transformation plan I showed for .NET, right? Like this is exactly the same scenario where we are identifying, here are the databases and the dependent applications that we
Okay.
will transform together.
Right.
Here are the waves. And once you confirm the waves, we will basically go with the transforming those specific repositories and your databases together.
Can you just define for me, because I don't know, what is a wave? What is classified within one wave?
So what? Actually, that's a great call out. So if you look at this, if you click on this, it basically says like here are the databases and a dependent application that goes along with it.
Okay.
So the reason why we are making this a unified flow is that like your application has code that calls your databases.
Okay.
And we are going to go make changes to the application code and your corresponding schema changes on
Because
your
they
databases.
depend on
They
each
depend
other.
on each other.
Okay.
Right? So those two combine together as a wave. And when you transform these together, you have a higher probability of success and also like, able to keep your problems limited to a specific group.
I think it says wave 1 is high complexity, wave 2 is
That's a medium complexity. Yes.
Okay.
So that is based on analysis of the dependencies and the schemas.
Okay.
Whether you have like triggers in them or you have stored procedures calls and things like that.
It could be really good for like time planning and project planning,
that's
or
correct.
even like doing, because like with everything agentic AI, you want to have like a human in the loop also, so I could do like a
Right.
review of it, right?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Like so we are shifting think of the persona who's dealing with this, right? Like
Yes.
this is a database administrator
Yeah.
who has to deal with this, and it is shifting them from actor, like who has to perform all this, into a reviewer.
Yeah.
They provide the guidance to our agentic AI mechanism, and then we are able to like do the transformation based
Yeah,
on their
yeah.
guidance. Right? And then we use agentic AI models to do the schema conversion. Actually, like let me quickly touch upon
Yeah, let's
what
do
we
it.
do that, right?
And we have a commenter, Black Box Beat, says migration power with
Yep.
sunglasses emoji
And a flex emoji.
and a flex
Yeah.
emoji.
Yeah.
That's right. Like
I won't
you
even try to flex. I'll embarrass myself. Yeah.
I don't want to flex that.
I'll do it.
So yeah, so if you look at it, the sequence of steps that we do, right? We do the schema conversion first. That's the first steps, right? And the
Hold
schema.
on, I'm so sorry. Our producer is saying, yeah, let Fiona show me up. I mean, Fiona does show me up whenever she flexes. So yeah, but do it again. Yep. All right. Sorry. Back to you.
Flexing is always good. So yeah, the schema conversion is the first step, right? Like,
Okay.
because that's the foundational piece that happens, and that's using our agentic AI models that we have trained. Once the schema conversion is done, you have the option to migrate your database as well. So we are leveraging the existing services under the hood, like DMS for data migration as well as for schema conversion. So we use those, and then we use our agentic AI models to do the corresponding application code transformation. We already do .NET middle layer transform,
Right.
now, but we have expanded entity framework and ADO.NET, the object ORM frameworks that are there. We automatically transform them together as well. So now at the end of it, that's a cool thing here. We have a deployable app that you can deploy into your environment and test it.
Wow.
Right? Like, so you imagine like doing all of this in one flow where you can actually like transform your application database and test it in a sandbox environment of your choice and validate it.
Super important to hear. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, is there an average amount of time that takes from start to finish?
I think it is factor of input and how many
Right.
databases that we are looking at, how many schemas. We are talking to some customers who have like thousands and thousands of schemas, right?
Yeah,
And stored procedures. It's kind of difficult to estimate.
Better
but
than
that
years.
we are going to provide a time estimate on how long it's going to take based on the complexity.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can
So we talk
interact
about
with the
layers,
chat.
right? And like tiramisu, and what else we talk about?
Cake.
Tres leches.
Yeah.
But there's like lasagna has layers.
That's true.
So it's like if you All right, here's a really bad joke. If you put one lasagna on another lasagna, it's still a lasagna.
That's true.
That's a really good point, Aaron.
Yeah. So
That's something to think about for the audience.
Yeah.
Something for us to ponder.
How many layers of lasagna does it take to
Right.
be not a lasagna anymore?
yeah, I mean, yeah. But one thing that I heard is you said put it in your beta environment, not your prod.
Production. Is that
right?
correct? Right.
Yeah.
I mean, this is intended for customers to validate it, right, before they do a production cutover.
Yes.
Right, like because migrating data to validate is one thing, but like actually doing a production cutover is a completely different.
It's
complex.
scary no matter how you look at
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
So we want to guide customers to get to that point.
And when we're looking at that wave, I think it might be on the left-hand side of your screen. Can you just talk us through kind of what some of those steps actually are that that it explains?
Yeah. So as we said, like first step is the schema conversion.
Okay.
Right. Like so we look at the schemas that are present in your database, and we do from SQL Server to Postgres Transform. Right? After that, once you are given an option to whether you want to migrate your data, and you have the option. Like some customers prefer, like, okay, I want to use like synthetic data of my own, or like I would say, like, no, I want to use my a snapshot of my database and move it there.
Yeah.
And we leverage DMS service that's existing, and we support customers to do it. It just like prevents customers from having to do it manually,
Right.
or have to jump through multiple different consoles to get there, right? And once those two steps are done, we have the code transformation piece. This is exactly where we are talking about. If you have entity framework for interacting with your database, we automatically change those. And if you have ADO.NET, we support those as well, right? And so this is our agentic model where we make changes to the code, we run a build. If there are errors, we go make changes. We do a self-debugging loop, fix it, build it, and continue to iterate on it till we get to a transformed solution.
Well,
So
we have a comment in the chat saying, why are there so many food references? And you know what? Our lunch has not yet come. Our lunch is after this segment, so we're just a little hungry thinking about food while we talk about AWS Transform.
it's 12 o'clock somewhere.
I just put it in the chat, but to be fair, I'm also always hungry, so there's that.
Good point.
Yeah.
Are there any customers that were critical in providing feedback for this launch, or maybe who have already implemented it?
So,
Speaking of layers, which customer, or not which customers, but how many customers have helped you peel the onion to help develop this product?
So we made this available to as a private preview to select group of customers, and we have customers like, for example, like Commonwealth Bank of Australia have been providing feedback, and we are also getting feedback from customers like Verisk and so they have all of these complex databases and on-premises. And they are giving us information on the, like the security infrastructure that you need, the permissions.
Right.
Like, for example, you asked, like, why do you want to run validation for, like as a step? Because we want to make sure that we have the right permissions to access the database.
Right.
All the roles are in place. So we are learning from customers' environment and ecosystem to understand what permissions and policies to look for.
Yeah, because security is top priority. So we always say like least privilege, least privilege, least privilege, least privilege. But when it comes down to identifying what's going to help the customers accomplish this goal with least privilege, that's where you can have that feedback loop.
Like it's a learning for me as well. Like, for example, like we did .NET, like which is the middle tier.
Yes.
Customers had access to source code. They were like, like there are certain barriers to like getting access to that. But then like we go try to get access to the database.
Yeah.
It is like 10x harder to get approvals from all all the necessary piece of approval authorities to get access to the database. So that means we have to add all these checks and balance to assure customers that we have those mechanisms in place.
And we have about 90 seconds left. I have one question for you that's around security. So is it a customer-provided IAM role, or is it a service-assumed role?
I believe it is the service assumed role on behalf of the customer.
Okay,
Yes.
and that simplifies the entire process, because then you're not creating a role, but you can also still have a role that you can create.
That's correct.
Oh,
There you go.
Awesome.
So, I mean, you already have customers who are loving this service. You created this this service for customers. We've got people who are watching and might want to do some experimenting with AWS Transform. If someone's watching and they're saying, this sounds really cool, I want to get started, what would you tell them? What advice do you have? Where should they get started?
Yeah, so go to our, we just launched this service today. Go to AWS Transform landing page. We have all the instructions, a detailed interactive demo that walks through each of these steps. And that's a great place to get started. And if you need help, always reach out to our, SAs or to our teams, and we are happy to support.
Absolutely. Well, you were here with us last year at the launch of AWS Transform. You're here with us this year, so maybe we'll see you again next year with the next iteration.
Happy anniversary.
Actually, yesterday was my wedding anniversary.
Oh,
as well.
my
So yeah, there you
goodness.
go.
Well, happy wedding anniversary as well.
Yeah.
So I'll be here next year. Like,
Amazing.
All right, I opened it. Fiona, you want to close it?
I'll go ahead and close it. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. Thank you all for tuning in. And don't worry, we're going to be right back. So stay tuned and stay with us here at reInvent 2025.
Thank you, everybody. It was great being here.